Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Courtside View. I'm your host, Chris Robson. As you can see, we got a special guest joining us this
It ain't
weekend.
special. Y'all know I'm behind the scenes. I just don't come out.
We got a special guest joining us.
No special. Don't do that.
Nah, this is a special occasion. It's All Star Weekend. It's Valentine's weekend. It's a
My
holiday
humble.
weekend. President's
Valentine's
Day's
Day, my
coming up.
humble.
She, yeah, but what's so crazy? She doesn't need an introduction, but she still gets one. We got Key in the MF and building.
What up, yo? What up? What up?
Certainly, this man also needs no introduction, but he's still gonna get one. He does join us a lot more than Key does. We got Mr. Cool McCain in the building.
What up, y'all? Keep be like, I'm gonna join.
Sorry. I listen to all of y'all. Y'all know I'm behind the scenes making all this happen.
Hey, we ain't saying that. We ain't saying nothing on that part.
We talking about in front of the scenes.
I know.
Yes.
I am here live and in color. Yes, I am here.
We get some opinions from Key today. Okay.
Right. Not just random pop-ins.
The 5-second pop in.
I don't got
Face for Freddie.
pop-ins because Freddie ain't on.
This is true. You still be popping in sometimes though. You know, especially when Dante shoots at Philly.
Well, no, not necessarily because he be telling the truth. Like, so I don't have nothing to say because he ain't lying.
I don't know. They've been looking pretty good lately. I've even heard Max in some MVP conversations. Of course, it won't happen, but you know he's there.
They got spanked the other night by the Knicks, didn't they?
That was an ass whooping. We deserve.
Yeah.
The Sixers deserve to give the people their money back who went to that game at Wells Fargo.
But JoJo didn't play.
I know they're keeping them out until after the break.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do. They'll make some noise.
If your whole defense is if Joel Embiid play or not, you already in trouble.
and we don't got PG because his dumb self decided to take some shit for mental health. I'm saying I'm not knocking. You know, if you gotta take something, okay, but you gotta check in with the league to make sure it's okay. 25 games, max player you can't play.
Well, at least you don't get paid while you're not playing suspended. See, I get to save a little money.
So what now?
I mean, he'd be hurt if he wasn't suspended.
Well, this is true.
This is true.
Yeah.
You know what's really crazy though?
You don't get your game check when you suspended.
The fact that like he's missing $12 million for 25 games. The crazy part is how the hell does Paul George have a contract where he's getting $12 million for 25 games?
Because Daryl Morey gave him a max.
I believe he got the same agent that the white Dak Prescott got.
What did you just say?
The white Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins. They got the same agent.
Yeah, because Kirk Cousins got a deal with his contract. I need his agent.
I just want to be clear. I didn't come up with the white Dak Prescott. Amari Cooper did.
My first time hearing it, so I'm giving you credit.
Nah, I can't take the credit from Amari Cooper.
You know what?
For that.
We're going to kind of switch up the topics around a little bit just because we're talking about Paul George's suspension. Since his was 25 for taking mental health medication, how crazy is that Isaiah Stewart only gets 7 games for coming off the bench in a brawl that happened this week?
Oh, and let's not forget that he's a repeat offender.
That's the sad part. Like, he's a repeat offender.
Like, he over there like, oh, it's a fight.
And then, like, when he leaves the game, that's why Detroit brought me here. Like, that's not a good look for the team.
Hey, man.
Like, I get every team needs a villain, but you don't got to be that guy. You don't have to be that guy. They didn't bring you in to do that, to fight and everything. They brought you in to play good defense, you know, be that pesky defender like Pat Bev was. Pat Bev wasn't good offensively, but he was a pest on the defense, man.
According to Isaiah Stewart, they brought him in to fight too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
they've been calling Charlotte, they've been calling him beef stew. Around these parts. They've been calling him beef stew.
Oh, I forgot you was down here with that mess.
Yeah, it's crazy. shit. Man, that joint was
Trying to
all over the
see
news.
how
Every
everybody
show on the
everybody's
radio,
suspension.
everything. Oh, so your boy, the first time All-Star, only got 2 games. Jalen Duran, the one who started it. You know why he only got 2 games? It's very simple. If he got 3 games, what would he not been able to compete in? The
He wouldn't be able to play this
All-Star
tonight.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would better play an All-Star game.
As I said, Adam Silver, I'm not saying he's not a bad commissioner. He just soft.
Very soft.
So how come he got 2 for starting and Musa Diabata got 4 when he didn't even hit nobody? Now, granted, they did have to call the police and about 5 people had to hold him down, but you mushed him. If you mush me, it's gonna take that many people to hold me back.
Yeah, you ain't gonna mush me and I can't get no lick back.
I wish a Negro would mush me. I wish. That's like spitting on me, bro.
Yeah, that's bad.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at Bridges and Musa and Jalen suspensions. It's really that Isaiah, like, they're coming off the bench thing. Like,
if Jalen only gets 2, then Musa and Miles should only got 2.
And I can agree with that. I can agree with that part.
Stewart should have at least 5 more games in them cats. This dude do this.
He needs about 10 to 15 because you came off the bench. That wasn't even your fight to pick.
That's the problem I have. Because remember, what was it, that Spurs Suns, playoff series when Amari got suspended for coming off. That's what they said. Came off the bench.
Hey,
like that cost Phoenix their season. True, but I'm just
on how feels.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna say anything's written down. It depends on how Adam Silver feels, and that's a problem.
Yeah, we know Stern. He would have man. I said still want to play till next year.
LaMelo Ball would have got 5 games for skipping around. Like, why is you skipping around, bro? Why is you skipping around the fights? What is you doing? Go sit down. Light skin activities, bro. Straight light skin activities.
We're gonna let him make a pass on it. He'll probably be playing with his brother here soon.
I doubt it. Unless
But so what now?
Nah, go ahead.
So as we all know, today the NBA is losing a legend. He announced his retirement. 12-time All-Star, 9-time All-Time, 9-time All Defense, 2nd all-time in assists and steals. My current favorite player, no secret on that. A little shook up by it. I thought he was gonna get to go at least right off the bench with a contender, get a Gary Payton ring.
Your all-time favorite player.
You have your moment, Cole. I know you're shook up too, man. I know you're shook up about it.
I'm just saying your all-time favorite player. Just make sure you gave the people the correct understanding of your relationship to Chris Paul.
You know what? I really used to argue Tracy McGrady was my favorite player all time, but it really has become Chris Paul.
Yeah, you can't sit here and tell me anybody's your favorite player over Chris Paul and expect me to believe that.
It used to be Tracy McGrady.
He was raised today. He had to go
maybe. But guess what? At this point, it's not. At this point, your favorite player is Chris Paul.
I love that we had that relationship where you could tell me about me. But you're right. You're right. It's Chris Paul. My all-time favorite player is Chris Paul.
Everything else you got it, but this one I'm not accepting any other answer.
So I just, it's not something we were planning on discussing, but it did happen. It caught us off guard today. Let me just get y'all thoughts on Chris Paul's career. Of course, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't argue that. You can't argue that.
You definitely can.
But if you feel like you can, cool. I'm gonna let you go first. Let me get your thoughts on Chris Paul's career and your argument against him being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
The only person that would put Chris Paul in the Hall of Fame in first ballot is you. You are the only one. And maybe his family. Is he a Hall of Famer? He absolutely is a Hall of Famer. Is he a first ballot? No. Let's not do that. Chris Paul has as many rings as me, you, and Key have. He has been on multiple teams. He is supposed to have been the man on those teams, the point guard, the engine for those teams, and all those teams stalled out before they got a ring. So when I look at Chris Paul, and this is, I don't feel like he's garbage, but I don't feel like he's the great player that you believe he is. But that's okay, because I don't have to believe that he's who you believe he is. You don't have to believe that he's who I think he is. But we can both agree he is a Hall of Famer. He'll get in at some point. First ballot, I don't see him getting in first ballot because his impact wasn't to the level of a lot of guys that are going to get in first ballot. Because when was Chris Paul ever the face of the NBA? Never. There was never a time where you felt like Chris Paul was the guy in the NBA. Also, when has Chris Paul dominated for any span of time? Name a 3 to 4 year period where you could say Chris Paul was a top 5 player. These are the type of things that you need to have in order to be considered a Hall of Famer. First ballot. I'll give you an example of guys who I believe would be first ballot Hall of Fame. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Those type of guys. Guys that made an impact, guys who have won rings, guys that you could at least argue was the best player in the league for any time, period. Chris Paul doesn't sit right there for me. Now, he does probably sit in the next tier of guys. So he's a guy that'll probably get in anywhere from the second to like the fifth ballot. Like he's not, you're not gonna make him wait a long, long time. But I don't think he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. As far as his career goes, he hasn't always been on the greatest teams. So let's be clear. He was not on championship contending teams when he was in New Orleans with the Pelicans, right? You had the trade that didn't go through with the Lakers. A lot of Lakers fans are upset with that. People like Chris here, who are diehard Chris Paul fans, are upset about that. But you have to realize at the time, the team was owned by the league. So the league was also the acting general manager for the team, the acting ownership. So ownership, which is the league, nobody wants to put those two things together. They want to try to make it seem like the league just said no. Looking at the financials, looking at what the return was going to be, the league, as owner of the Pelicans at the time, said, this is not a good deal for the Pelicans. We're not going to accept it. And that's why that deal didn't go through. I think he had a great chance with the Pelicans. I mean, not the Pelicans, with the Clippers. Had some really good years there statistically. But again, statistics are one thing, but getting to the big dance and winning it is very important. And that's something that, unfortunately, he did not get an opportunity to do. Moved around to some other teams, went to the Rockets, went back to the Clippers this year. A couple other stops. This guy to move around, but he always was one with Spurs as well. He's a guy that always moved around. He always did a lot for teams. I will say teams were better off having him than not until this year. I think that was to me, that's just a misunderstanding of what they wanted from him and what he expected to be able to give. And I think he understood the reason he didn't wait is because he understood that, hey, I'm not going to get the opportunity that I want, so I can just go ahead and retire now. Right? We was joking earlier in the chat, and I was saying, nobody want Chris Paul. I'm sure there's a couple of teams that said, we will bring him in, but this is all that he's going to be able to do. You want more than that, don't even come.
Well, Chris Paul, if another team did scoop him, he already knew he was going to be the bench, the second role type of guy. His starter days was over. Yeah. But certain teams they felt like they already had guards in position. Maybe they didn't have no need for him. He wasn't going to go with Toronto. We already knew that. He wanted to stay somewhere close to home because he said those 6 years away, he was trying, away from his family and everything else. So that's why he was like, all right, going back to the Clippers was cool. And you all know what the Clippers did to him. Clippers did him dirty. So he gets traded, gets brought out. And then he said, well, I'm just going to give it up. This is his last year anyway. I mean, he just did a little earlier than expected. That's all. But Chris Paul had an awesome career. Can't deny, we're never going to see another point guard like him because, nowadays you don't see a true point guard. Chris Paul was that true point guard type of player. He wasn't stingy with passing the ball. He could score when he wanted him to. He played defensively great. Just never got over that hump to get a ring. Is he one of them players that deserve one? Absolutely. Just never could do it. He wouldn't, what we can't say the what ifs, but his real chances with Houston, if he didn't get hurt, I believe Houston would have won a chip that year. So, but Chris Paul had an awesome career. I think it all depends who he's up against when he goes into the Hall of Fame. Do they put him in first ballot? That's what I think could happen. But I don't know. I think because it's Chris Paul, I think he's going to get in first ballot. I'm not, disagreeing with Cool either. I don't, all valid points, but I think he does get in depending on who he's up against.
Okay. Of course, I'm going to disagree with Cole. He's a first ballot. He's second all time in steals, second all time in assists. Made every single team he played for better, besides this last one with the Clippers. I was just looking at some of the first ballot Hall of Famers.
Chris, let me ask you a question. He's second all time in assists, right?
Yes.
How many years did he play?
This is year 21.
Okay. So if you're not in the top 3 or 4 in 21 years, you're a hot piece of garbage and you're a point guard. You played 21 years. How could you not be at the top?
He better be.
Where's Westbrook?
He's not a true point guard.
Westbrook, no, he's a 2.
You just said a point guard. Okay.
If you're a point guard, you're a true point guard, and you're not in the top 2 or 3, and you played 21 years, you're hot garbage. And I love how I love how you tried to take the stat and Stephen A. Smith it. You didn't say
what?
You didn't say assists per game or assists per whatever. You went with the bulk number because the bulk number.
Okay, he's a nine-time all-time defense. There's not a lot of point guards doing that.
Okay. But what era did he get those in? He's not getting those recently. He got those in the era where there were a lot of guys that played defense at the point guard position.
And the defense,
which makes it even harder.
They didn't make it.
Which makes it even harder.
They didn't make it that much harder.
How not?
21 years.
I'm just looking.
21 years, and you were a 9-time all-defensive player. That's not even half the years you were there.
But a 12-time All-Star.
I like how you try. All-Star is voted on by the fans. Fans like Chris Paul.
Because he's great at his job. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, Chris Paul should have been a 2008 MVP. Kobe got a hair Negro damn MVP that year.
There's not a year that you could say Kobe couldn't have been MVP when he was playing. Come on now.
But Chris Paul should have won it that year.
He became a starter. That wasn't a year that you could really say Kobe couldn't have been MVP. Including the
year he won it,
he stole it.
He shouldn't have.
He didn't steal anything from Chris Paul.
They gave Kobe that one because they gave Nash Kobe's. It was just a here, man, damn.
Okay. If you say so, bro.
So, just the first ballot Hall of Famers. Should Grant Hill have been a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Too many injuries.
But he was first ballot Hall of Famer.
Too many injuries.
I'm just looking at the precedent of where Chris Paul would be. I'm just using a couple of examples.
So,
Vince Carter.
Because there was a shortened career with Grant Hill, we're going to do an NFL comparison for Grant Hill. Terrell, what was his name? Terrell Davis.
No, you can't. Terrell Davis won a Super Bowl.
Let me finish. I'm giving you an example. Can I give my example?
Okay.
Thank you. Really great for a short amount of time, but injuries stopped you from being able to see if he could maintain greatness or if he was going to level off or start to drop. Didn't play long enough for us to see anything but the best out of Grant Hill. Because Grant Hill had to retire early from injury. So you don't really have a full litany of Grant Hill. You don't have beginning Grant Hill, peak Grant Hill, on the way down Grant Hill. You only really got peak Grant Hill because he was hurt when he first came to the league. Got healthy, had a couple of years, and he had to retire. So that's the point I'm making with Grant Hill.
Okay.
when you think NBA, when you think like high flying dunks, the era of the dunk contest was great. There's not Vince Carter name that comes up in your mind. All that
We think
dunking,
of
all the amazing plays above the rim style of play that Vince Carter did. That all matters when you're talking about the Hall of Fame, because it's the Hall of Fame.
when you think about dunks, you think of Blake Griffin, and who was throwing Blake Griffin those dunks? Chris Paul.
And what does that have to do with Chris Paul getting in? That's for great Blake Griffin.
So you putting Blake Griffin in?
I'm saying if you're gonna
Who's
try
the
to
finalist?
you can't get a dunks to great Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. You have to get the dunks to the guy that finished them. Because you can throw an alley-oop to anybody. That's how you get an assist. You don't get assists for just throwing the ball and they miss it. You get assists for them finishing the play. So it's still in the person that they're giving the ball to has to have the skill level to do that as well.
Carmelo Anthony.
A rebound, you don't need help.
No, Melo should have got in first ballot.
He was.
Melo was a pure scorer. I know he didn't win no championships, but Melo was a walking bucket.
He was a one-dimensional player, and he was dad blame good at that one dimension. And that was the one dimension that everybody loves. And that's scoring.
Walking bucket.
He wasn't no top 5
And
he wasn't no top 5 rebounder. None of that. He was a top 10 scorer every year because he put up buckets. He's a bucket machine.
Walking bucket.
Walking bucket. You put that man on the Lakers career when he had 3 bad legs and 2 bad backs.
Right. You put the old folks home. You had the nursing home for you in that year.
You could put Carmelo Anthony in today's NBA, he'll give you 15.
Yep.
Right now with the bad back and knees and old.
he didn't when he was playing.
That's what I'm saying, but he still give you 15 now. A game.
He don't get better.
I'm saying he still give you 15.
But when he was playing, he didn't give you 15.
Yes, he did give you over 15 a game when he was playing.
Not towards the end.
You might want to go back and look. He did.
When?
Oh my God, hold on.
From Houston on.
I got you.
Thank you, Keith.
From Houston, from when he went to Houston, to who did he even retire with? The
Lakers was last time he played.
The Lakers are. That's what I thought. Did he play with them now?
Yes, he did. He was giving them buckets.
He's probably averaging like 8 points a game.
He played with the Lakers. So after the Knicks, he went to OKC. Mm-hmm. This was 2017, 2018. He still was giving you 16.2 a night.
No, I'm not. I said Houston time. Anytime past. No, don't count Portland. I forgot about Portland.
You said don't count Portland because he still was giving you 15 with Portland.
I'm not counting Portland. I'm not counting Portland. Past Portland. Like who do the Lakers?
You got to keep pushing it back till you try to get on the 15 is what he's trying to do.
So 2021 and 22 season with the Lakers, he had 13.3.
Under 15.
13.3. How many minutes a game was he playing, Key?
26.
So he's playing 26 minutes a game. He was giving you 13.
He was 30, almost 40% from 3.
40% from 3. At the end.
He gave you four rebounds a game, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. But he still was producing numbers.
And you know what's crazy?
And at the end.
And you know what's crazy about it, Key? He went up there trying to tell LeBron how to run the team. He was playing his part. He was liked by the media. He was liked by his teammates. He was liked by his coaches. He played his part.
I want to say this, then we're going to move on. Throughout his career, there's not another point guard, maybe Isaiah Thomas, that had the responsibility Chris Paul had. Chris Paul had to be a primary scorer, had to be a defender, was your facilitator. So Steph Curry doesn't have to do that. Steph Curry doesn't have to facilitate. What?
So you're telling me throughout his career, in the 20 years he's played, there wasn't other point guards that had that responsibility. Damian Lillard didn't have a responsibility in
when was Damian Lillard ever a defender?
In Portland. He played defense. I mean, you played defense. You had like Chris Paul was the only point guard that ever played defense, my boy. You can go back to the latter years. You can go back to the latter years of John Stockton.
Just gave Isaiah Thomas.
They overlapped. John Stockton, He had to score. He had to play defense. He had to be the engine for his team. You had Karl Malone there, but but was Karl Malone dribbling down the court and getting shots? Nope.
But exactly,
Karl
Chris
Malone
Paul,
was getting set up by John Stockton.
Karl Malone was your primary scorer.
But after, so hold up. So Chris Paul's the primary scorer, but you talking about Lob City? He wasn't the primary scorer with the Clippers, was he? That was Blake Griffin on it.
Yes.
Okay, so it's okay for Chris Paul to be the secondary scorer, but John Stockton can't be the secondary scorer to a Hall of Famer. But Chris Paul can be the second scorer.
Wait, I never said nothing against John Stockton.
He played 21 years. They had to overlap.
Right. I'm not knocking John Stockton.
But you said Chris Paul was the only one. I mean, there's several other people you could talk about that were point guards who also had to be scorers. So if you look at like the last 5 to 10 years, you may be right. Except for, you know what I'm saying? But when you go back through the annals of history of the NBA,
I'm going to give you Isaiah, I'm going to give you John Stockton and Jason Kidd. Okay. And Jason Kidd really wasn't scoring. But I'll give you that.
For the second time, we'll discuss this at a later date.
You know what? We definitely will be bringing this up again. When you coming back?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. So, as we talked about, he was a 12-time All-Star. As we are getting into All-Star Weekend, I think right now the Rising Star game is on.
And it should be the
All-Star Weekend.
Oh, no,
that's going on too.
They played that earlier, didn't they? Today.
Yeah, Gilly
they messed everything up because of the Winter Olympics. Everything like
yes. There's a lot going on because they're doing like multiple games tonight, and I know tomorrow's just the standard slam dunk competition, 3-point. They're not doing a skill challenge this year.
What? Why not?
Because nobody cares.
Because some team last year, we're not saying no players who did it, when they got disqualified, they decided not to bring it back because they found a loophole in the rules.
They could just fix the loophole, but that'd be asking too much for the NBA. I do have some vitriol for the NBA. I'll save that till we get to that specific point.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said I do have some vitriol coming for the NBA, but we'll save it till we get to the specific point.
Oh, okay. Key, before we hopped on, you brought up a very good point of something the NBA could do. Maybe this could actually help, fans' interest in the All-Star Weekend. We know this year they're going to try the World versus USA. We'll see how that goes. Seems like Kevin Durant's already kind of hot about it. Saw his comments this week saying, what about Jokic and Luka laying down, shooting from half court, not enjoying the game. So maybe maybe they'll have a little rivalry this week. Maybe it'll be a little intense. But if it doesn't work out, Key, you want to share your thoughts on what you said earlier?
I mean, the WNBA is doing a tournament they do every year. It's a 1-on-1. I think the winner gets $200K. I mean, why not see 1-on-1 NBA players? Just spark up something. You might see some new rivalries going or some old rivalries. 1st to 11.
Cool. You got something to say?
Since we're talking about USA versus the world, that's a stupid concept. The NBA, a lot of the better players are going to be on the world team.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair. A lot of your larger big players are going to be on the world team.
No, in general, because we've discussed it before. The 5 best players, no matter where you rank them,
there are good players that are American, but a lot of them are older or they're small. Right? Norman Powell decided to switch to the world team because his dad is Jamaican. Is it Jamaican? His dad's from another country.
Oh, so and Saucy Cat.
Yeah, he's Dominican.
He on the world team.
Yes, he is. I'm on the world. But so you've got a lot of your. It's not balanced. Long story short, I don't like the continuous change of the format. So if we're gonna do USA versus the world, let's make it real simple. 12 guys from the USA, 12 guys from around the world. Why do we need 3 teams? Because we're trying to get all these USA players in. For what?
Yeah.
Just so we can say we have an extra game and we're now doing like the Rising Stars Challenge. And we're going to have 3 teams. And then the 3 teams are going to play round robin. And then 2 of the 3 are going to play each other. You see how stupid that sounds when you hear it? Nobody.
It's a horrible concept.
Where the hell is
Everybody, nobody in the NBA say this is stupid, y'all. Let's not do this because everybody's going to realize that we're really stupid. They don't have anybody there to tell them that that's stupid. This whole concept makes no sense. Let's go to the dunk contest real quick. The people
nobody cares about the dunk contest. We didn't see everything.
We don't know who's there. We don't care because there's nobody there. You can come out and do phenomenal dunks. Nobody's going to watch because it's going to be dudes from Sioux City 49ers and you know what I'm saying? The Greensboro Swarm and people playing in doing the dunks in the dunk contest. We have to get back to, and I'm not saying it has to be the top stars, but we've got a lot of young stars that have been in the league 3 years or less. VJ Edgecombe.
You know what? I've never really been like, I will say one thing that ruined it. I'm not giving like this one thing that he ruined. LeBron ruined the dunk contest by not doing it.
Wayne also ruined the dunk contest by stealing it and giving it to his boy in Miami that didn't deserve it instead of Aaron Gordon twice. 2 different times.
LaVine?
I forgot who.
He's talking LaVine won it, or the other one?
Not LaVine. LaVine wasn't in Miami.
Well, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
So the problem is when you had the younger guys doing it, it wasn't fair. You shouldn't have had people that had any connection to guys playing being judges. Right? Remember when the dunk contest was the best?
Yeah.
Your young guys came out. MJ came out and did it when he was young. He didn't do it after 5-6 years. He did it when he was young. And that's what I'm saying. These guys come in the first 3 years. Why we not like, yo, you know, we got all these young guys that's jumping, doing all these dunks and games and stuff. Go do the dunk contest. We throw you a couple
now the young guys want to do the 3-point contest.
Young guys want to do 3-point contest because of stuff. Now, I'm not going to say that LeBron didn't have a part in ruining it, but I do feel like the NBA didn't do anything to try to maintain it. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, just get rid of the dunk contest.
So here's your roster, your stars for the U.S. and the world team. So you got Scotty Barnes, Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, Tyrese Maxey. A lot of damn Jalen's on this team. Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Donovan Mitchell.
And they're going to be cut in half. That's going to be 2 teams.
Right. It's going to be 2 teams. Then you have Giannis, Denny Avila, Luka Doncic, Shea, Jokic, Murray, because Murray is Canadian and so is Shea. Norman Powell, got Şengün, Siakam, Saucy Cat, and Victor. That's your world.
You see what I'm saying? Who going to be?
It's very unbalanced.
The only way that team could actually possibly lose is you take all the big guys from USA and put them on one team.
But
even then, they're still better.
The U.S. don't even got no big men.
But I'm saying they at least got some long wings.
Like, who was the biggest guy on the U.S. roster? Kevin Durant's the tallest.
KD.
But he's not a big.
Chet Holmgren.
Holmgren's a big.
Yeah, Holmgren's a big. He's tall but
he's tall. He's
Brandon Ingram. That's the only 3.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you're going to do it this way, then you have to actually comb through the NBA and say, what good young bigs do we have? maybe they don't truly deserve to be an all-star, but we got to have some way to stop this world team.
The world don't even got no guards. What?
Yeah, I know. I remember when like the starting lineups were announced. It was like
Giannis can dribble the ball over everybody's head.
Well, Luka, SGA, they're just hurt, so they would have been.
Yeah, Luka, SGA, yeah.
But they got hurt, so.
And Jokic, Jokic a play point.
This is true.
Yeah. Yeah, the world team is just so well-rounded.
Yeah, Giannis will bring the ball down and drive straight to the hole and shoot that ugly broke three.
Jokic shot is so nasty. It's terrible, but the shit go in. This shots go in.
I hate cat shot because he doesn't jump, but it works.
I don't need to jump. Oh my gosh, I just shoot the ball, it goes in.
Saucy cat.
Saucy cat.
You got Carter Bryant, have no clue who the hell that is. Jackson Hayes he plays for the Lakers. You got Kashad Johnson, I don't know who that is, and you got Jason Richardson. That's Jason Richardson's son. That's the only two people I know.
So we know he's gonna wear a Jason Richardson jersey, or Jason Richardson's gonna be throwing him an alley-oop. We know that's gonna happen.
Yes, we do.
You got Jackson Hayes.
All these players don't really get in the game and score like that because they all got, 5 points per game and this and that and this. So
Jackson Hayes, he'll probably get some participation if he brings out Bronny. That's like his best bet.
That's
people love Bronny.
They do love Bronny. The only people that don't love Bronny is people that hate LeBron James so much that they put the hate on his son. Bronny ain't done nothing for nobody to hate him. He's a second-round draft pick. Let's be honest.
Can we explain how Damian Lillard is in a 3-point contest?
Man, they played all year.
No, because if you can't play basketball, how you in the All-Star weekend?
So
but again,
Devin Booker, Con Nipple, Damian Lillard, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Portis, and Norman Powell is in your 3-point contest.
Honestly,
my money is on Con.
If you're giving
I agree.
If you're giving me the list, I'm like, okay, cool. Right? If you just give me the list. But then when you tell me that Damian Lillard can't play and ain't gonna play the rest of the season, there's no reason for him to be in the 3-point contest. Should you be somewhere rehabbing my guy?
Right.
Why isn't Tyler Hero in it?
You can't win an award if you don't play a certain amount of games, but you can be in the All-Star 3-point contest if you don't play no games.
I don't know if he's playing. I think he just got voted in. I don't know because that's weird.
Even if he got voted in, he should have a replacement. He's injured. He shouldn't be out there shooting.
Because don't they normally look at what your percentage is for the year before they invite you anyway? That's what I thought, but
let me see.
I had a comment on my page. He was saying that the world, if you're the champion, you shall make it have to compete, which is true. So why isn't Tyler Hero playing or in the 3-point contest?
Because Damian Lillard's in the 3-point contest.
And it's not like you needed a name because honestly, the 3-point contest is the highlight of Saturday night now. So people are gonna watch it.
Yeah. So there's no
what?
He ain't played all this year.
Yo.
What's up?
That is wild. Damian Lillard is participating in the 3-point contest despite not having played a game during the NBA season 25-26. That is, you right.
So you know what I think they should do? I think they should get rid of the dunk contest and have a WNBA versus NBA player 3-point competition. Separate from
how they did with Steph and was it Sabrina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do something like that, but expand and do like maybe 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 type thing. I would rather see that in the dunk contest.
I don't remember what year it was, but they had like an event where they had like I have to look and see who it was, but it was like they had like a WNBA
competition.
You know what I'm talking about?
They had a legend.
Yes.
A WNBA player,
a current player,
and a current player. That was the original skills competition. The very first year.
I love that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can bring that back. I mean, I'd be good with that Saturday night rather than dunk contest. Because it's not even a disrespect to the guys who actually will do it, but it doesn't matter anymore because they've taken so much value away from it. I'd rather just see you give us a different event.
And it's honestly what's left for you to do. Like every dunk's been done.
That's what I'm saying. What else can you do?
Yeah, LeBron heard it by not entering it because superstars decided not to. Mm-hmm. And then Blake kind of killed it when he brought out a car.
Well, no, and then you had stupid judges. Not Aaron Gordon clearly should have won the 1 year. Iguodala should have won the 1 year.
Oh my gosh, Iguodala should have won.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's when it started going downhill for me when Nate Robinson won that year. When he took like 20 minutes to do that trash ass dunk.
Well, I mean, I feel like he won because he's so little, and he actually made the dunk look good from being that small. I think if you're a really small fella and you can actually dunk decently, it makes it look better because
true.
The visual aesthetics of you having to really rise up, like that song. He had to rise up. I like the wind. He just kept rising and rising and rising.
And that's why Dwight Howard winning was so surprising because as a big man dunk in a dunk contest, it doesn't look good. But his was just all theatrics.
When he pulled out the little cape and stuff, I was like, yeah, he about to win.
Yeah. Although it wasn't a dunk, he just threw it in. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, if you're that long, you can just.
Look, right now, I'll take the NFL Pro Bowl over this. Just saying.
I don't want either one of them. I'll tell you what I think about the NFL game. Straight up, they should just play the video game. They should just play a
You know what? I would actually watch that, like a Madden tournament.
The guys should get on and play a Madden game, East versus West. When your player comes in, you gotta be on the sticks ready to play, and that's it. Just have a full game, Madden. Because what's the point? You're playing flag football. You might as well just play on Madden. And then we can actually get tackles and stats. I'd rather have that. And then there's no excuse for if you're playing the Super Bowl not playing. If you voted in, you could play. So we don't have dudes that didn't even do anything in the regular season. Now they're Pro Bowlers.
I will say that about the NBA. You don't really see people just like not want to play in the All-Star game. Like they're happy to be an All-Star. They're going to come play if they can.
Ain't going to be no defense.
No
defense. They only
defense.
going to be serious for about 10 minutes.
The only real All-Star game we had with defense is when they did that points joint for Kobe. That's the last time we've seen defense.
I thought that was going to be a thing. I thought I was going to stick with it after that, just as a tribute to Kobe. But the next year is trash.
They stopped playing with that too. They stopped caring about that too. I mean, these guys make too much money in the NBA. I don't really see how you. Well, I mean, you do the same thing with the NBA too. You know what? Just start going to EA Sports, baby. EA Sports or NBA 2K or whatever.
2K.
Have them get on the sticks and play, bro. Like, just get on the sticks and play. You ain't got to get hurt. Get on the sticks and play. You can play from your crib, but you better have good internet because we ain't gonna accept all my internet.
No, they got to be in person because you got to have the festivities.
They probably
that's part of it, man.
In the festivities, but I'm saying the game itself, the game on Sunday for the NBA, and now the NFL is what, Tuesday night? Come on, you just play on the game. Like, why do we have Pro Bowl on Tuesday? That's how little people care about the Pro Bowl in the NFL.
I honestly didn't know the Pro Bowl was happening until it happened.
I saw it was happening. I was like, who cares? I watched some anime on Crunchyroll instead. Who cares?
I think the one thing the NBA does, like the people who get in usually do deserve to be an All-Star. We rarely ever say he shouldn't have been an All-Star. It's more of this person should have been.
That's true. And
you can't say it about the Pro Bowl because Shedeur made it, and I like Shedeur,
but Shedeur made it because all the other AFC quarterbacks toes was hurt. T-Law, they were all hurt or they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because even Justin Fields was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
So they went through like, no, for real. They was like, "Bro, you want to play? You want to play?"
No.
Everybody was like, "Nah."
Are you for real? I thought that was a joke. Oh wow.
Justin Fields. They went and asked Justin Fields, and he was like, "Nah, I'm training for next year. I'm good." So literally, they got to the point where they had to put in Shedeur Sanders, and then they had to go put in Joe Flacco. So that was two of your quarterbacks. That's why I say let's just go to Matt. Let's go to Madden. For the actual game, I like the Rising Star Challenge that the guys playing in for NBA. I like the celebrity games and all that stuff. But for the actual games
is trash. I ain't know.
Not this year, because Key and I were talking before we hopped on. Who the hell are these people? I knew Glorilla.
I seen that list. I'm like, who is these people?
I think the only person I knew was Glorilla.
They had a part of one of them made the majority owners of the Hornets playing, and there was another team on the other side. Then Jason Williams, he got mad at the dude that's playing for the Hornets and said when he see him, he gonna dog him out there. So Jason Williams is supposed to be going off. I say supposed to be because I ain't watching.
I do like the Rising. I think that's the only thing about the NBA I do like. You see the rookies going to.
But see, the celebrity game is just a matter of if they picking the right people. They have to pick
people
who play, right? And then you think about the celebrity game could even be baseball players, football players.
Because Parsons played it that one year. Yeah. Parsons can ball a little bit.
I really feel like when other athletes do try to come out there, they really be trying to show, hey, I could do this.
Yeah,
it's not for fun for them.
So you got to get people that people know and want to see. Like honestly, it don't have to be good. It just have to be people we want to see. You give us names that we know. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are gonna be good. But there'll be a few names that we know out there. Like Glorilla was out there. I seen her practicing. She like, I might make that shot, man. She was out there making some shots in practice.
That Memphis accent she got.
Yeah,
she probably showed Bi. Bi been training with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get them Glow.
So what is this Bi's first All-Star selection?
I don't think so. I think he might have. I don't know. Is it?
Let me on the spot research. Let's see.
I don't think he made it before. He never made it in Pelicans.
I know he definitely didn't do it.
No, this is the second one.
This is the second. So
2019, 2020.
Okay.
So this is the second one. That's what you call on-air research, y'all. We can find it. The information out there. You got to be able to get to it.
Well, as we know, the All-Star Weekend pretty much is what is considered the first half of the NBA season, which although more than half the games are played, so I never really understood why they say that, but it's usually like a 3/4 mark if you go based on the number of games left.
Yeah.
So right now, Detroit is the number one team in the NBA. Okay, say it again.
First team to win 40.
Yep. Kay Cunningham is hooping. Go ahead, Cole.
I was gonna say, I still say when you get to the playoffs, not having the experience could be their downfall this year. Not having playoff experience like that. You know what I'm saying? Like not being deep in the playoffs before. Because I feel like it's hard to go from making the playoffs, getting out in the first round, to win the championship in back-to-back years. When the most, we're going to say 90% of the team has never been out of the first round of the playoffs. I think that's difficult to do. That's my thing with the Pistons. Talent-wise, yeah. But I think that lack of experience going deep in the playoffs is going to be what could trip them up later on in the season or in the playoffs.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's my only thing about them. As far as game execution and stuff, yeah. But we know regular season is different from playoffs.
I 100% agree with that. I think that's the issue I see with San Antonio in the West. They'll be great, but they're young and coaching. And this is Mitch's first full year.
And I tell you what, even though the Thunder won last year, they don't feel like they hungry anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they was winning games early in the year, but they just look like, if you watch them play, they just look like, we got our ring. If we get another one, bad, but if not, we got the first one. You know what I'm saying? They just don't seem hungry. They seem fat and happy now.
I actually agree with that. It's almost like they don't have to prove anything and they know it. Maybe they're just coasting to get to the playoffs since they will probably be the number one seed in the West.
But that's not a smart.
If they draw a matchup with San Antonio, that might go 7.
They went
San
7 with.
Antonio got their number.
They went 7 with some depleted Nuggets last year. So
Who I'm worried about this year, the Nuggets they're dangerous.
yep. So if they get everybody back and everybody get in basketball shape, then we're gonna be dangerous. Because you gotta realize there was a point in the year where they had Jamal Murray and 4 backups starting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still winning.
And we're still winning. Then Jokic.
I know you're a Nuggets fan. I know you're a Nuggets fan, so you know that. But like that's been a very underestimated aspect of what Denver's been doing. They have not been healthy.
So that means that when the playoffs get here this year, there's gonna be depth because there's gonna be a bunch of guys that got a bunch of time to play in the year that normally wouldn't play because the stars would be having those minutes. So now, hopefully our coach, which I have some concerns about, but hopefully our coach is gonna say, "Hey, all these guys have been playing on the bench, so now we can rotate." Because everybody can say what they want about our championship winning coach. That joker would not play you if you was young. If you was a young player, Mike Malone was gonna sit you on his bench. He'd be like,
Sound like Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers the same way.
Yeah. But hopefully this guy that we have now is going to use those guys and have that depth of having 10, 11 guys that you're playing in the playoffs because you have 10, 11 guys that you play in the regular season. That way you can keep guys fresh, you can keep guys hopefully healthy and have a deep run. So it's kind of like, because they're as good as they are, I think it's a blessing in disguise for Denver because you have so many other guys that got a chance to play and step up and show the coaches, what they could do. But you need to get some of those OGs back, though. We need you back, AG. We got to get one of them Patty Mahomes shots in that thigh. You'll be all right.
Key, who you rolling with for the rest of the year?
Sure enough, ain't my Sixers. Even though we number 6 in the East right now.
Hey, I'm a ride with Boston over there. That Boston team.
I'm not. So, man, nobody thought Jaylen Brown would be doing what he's doing right now, and it resulted in wins. I do apologize, Cole. I do remember you saying that.
You know why? He was the MVP when they won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've been saying this for years, and everybody smirked at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Watch the games. Jason Tatum get 30 points in trash time.
And then he stopped playing in the fourth quarter.
Right. Or if he do play in the fourth quarter, it's only because Tatum will only be playing to get his points.
Yeah.
Brown was the one that was shouldering the load and being the guy throughout the entirety of the game. So now you take Tatum away. So now Jaylen Brown can be ball dominant. Now he know the ball's coming to him. He know he's the number one option. And he's playing like it. So in my opinion, if you're Boston, you want to clear up some cap space, figure out which one of those two dudes that you want. And I tell you who I think you should take. And it would be Jaylen Brown. I think you find somebody to trade for Jason Tatum for, bring you back some draft pieces and some pieces, and you make the team even better.
I was gonna say that. Do you see that becoming the issue when Tatum comes back?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because Jaylen's not gonna go back to being a 1B.
You're gonna mess up the chemistry.
The chemistry is there because everybody knows who's the guy. That's 100% honestly. You can't be a long-term successful NBA team if you don't know who your Batman is. They was trying to make in my opinion, they was trying to make Robin Batman and force Batman to be Robin.
Do you think if the roles were reversed, if it's Tatum leading the team, are they still?
Heck no.
Absolutely no.
Heck no.
How you really feel, Cole?
So I'll be honest with you. When he have one good game out of 10 and he starts talking about Kobe and the Mamba mentality, I turn my TV off. Because Kobe didn't go out there 1 game out of 10 and play. Like
no, he went out there. He went out there 100 games out of 10.
Yeah, Kobe got there. Kobe got their knees broke, bulging disc in his back, fingers taped together on both hands, and he still balled. What's up, Mike? But yeah, Brown, I'm with you, Mike. Brown has been the guy. But there was a narrative to push Tatum. But now you see, you subtract Tatum and the team plays better. What should that tell you? In this particular situation, Tatum's not a good fit. There's a lot of teams that Jason Tatum would be the number 1 guy on. Those are teams like Toronto was when they had on Kawhi. Where you already got a good team and you just need that superstar for the times you need him to show up. That's who Tatum is. He's not a grinder every game. I'm going to play hard and give it 110%. He's, I'm going to give you 115, 120 some games. Some games I might give you 75. You know what I'm saying? And Mike puts it perfectly. I want y'all to know Mike has a great basketball mind. So he knows what he's talking about.
And he's in the area.
If he told me I was wrong, I would be like, okay. I guess I'm going to have to be wrong. I'm going to still say it, but I'd be like, I have to say you're wrong.
Wait. How come when I say you wrong, you don't agree with me?
Nah. Yeah. Nah. There's very few people that can tell me I'm wrong, and I'd be like, I at least think about it. But Mike's one of them. Conman's another one too. We talk basketball. If they're like, I don't know, I'm like, well, what you mean?
Boy, Conman really had me reevaluate some stuff. I think Conman could have convinced me Chris Paul may not be a first ballot if he said it. But we know he ain't because,
ask him next week when he come on, and I'm gonna be behind the scenes.
No, you don't say
like,
no.
Con is Chris Paul first ballot Hall of Famer.
And then you gonna say, oh, this is Miss.
Can you come back next week too? You got to be back on the show.
We'll see. I don't want to make promises.
Toronto is number 5, ain't they?
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
So it's Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Toronto, Philly.
Boston's 2?
Yeah.
And then the play-in.
Oh, wow.
And then the play-in is Orlando, Miami, Charlotte, ATL.
Yep, Charlotte got all the way up to 9.
But
Charlotte might be up next. Kaz and I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Charlotte and Washington are teams to watch out for.
Well, Washington you got to worry about.
Washington is poop. It's hot
garbage.
I'm talking about up in the future. Like how we were saying Detroit a couple of years ago.
But this is what I want you to remember about Washington. We're basing it off Trae Young and Anthony Streetclothes Davis.
And you know what? I did not mean to say Washington. No, that was on me. That was me. I said Washington because of Trae Young. I meant Atlanta because they got rid of Trae Young.
Okay.
Cool and I talked about Charlotte and Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I could rock with that. The thing about Charlotte is you got Knipple, you got Miles Bridges. You know what I'm saying? I will say I was wrong about Brandon. What's his name? Brandon Miller. My bad, Brandon Miller. I spit flames on your name. My bad.
That's wild because remember him and Scoot Henderson.
I was talking trash about Brandon.
Now you hear Brandon in it. You hear Brandon Miller and you don't hear crap about Scoot. Hey,
my fault, Brandon Miller. My fault.
Takes big man admit when they're wrong, Cole.
Yeah.
Much respect to you.
Yeah, I was completely wrong about you, sir. I was way off base. My bad. I apologize about that, Brandon Miller. So yeah, I got to give you props. He balling.
And then
LaMelo is playing under control. Right, and then they're young. They got a lot of hungry pieces. They brought in Kobe White at the trade deadline. He's hurt, but when he gets there, he's another guy that could shoot. They sent out Colin Sexton, but Kobe White's another bigger guard that can play more like LaMelo. Not saying he has the same skill set, but he has the same style of play. Like he's a bigger guard, he shoot, play. Rebound. He will play a little bit of defense. I mean, he ain't trying to play a whole lot of defense, but he will play something. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the guards. To your point, like I said, last 5-10 years, Chris Paul probably is the hardest playing point guard because these guys don't want to play defense no more. But there was a time where they played a lot of defense, but it ain't been there. The only other guy that plays defense is Mike Conley Jr.
As a point guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's about. It might be one or two that I'm missing, but on a consistent basis, there's not a lot now. But yeah, Charlotte's
Nah,
got
I
a lot
mean,
of good pieces, and I think Conca was the perfect fit because he can take over when he needs to, but he has the IQ to understand. All right, let me step back, let these guys do their thing, right? And then you don't have to play them all together. So if you play those 4 guys with Moussa Diabate, and I hear this every day, they have the highest efficiency rating of any 5 in the NBA since all of those guys have been playing together. So it's like a 15 or 16 game sample. It's not a small sample size. I hear it all the time, but it's a good lineup. It's young. Moussa Diabate has been developing since he got to Charlotte. So they go into games, and when he does something, they say moose, and then they make moose ears. And then they actually have gotten some moose ears.
Oh wow!
And put on, yeah. So Moussa is a fan favorite. So that's a good team. Atlanta reset, getting with Trae Young. I like what they're doing too. I agree. And,
yeah.
and ironically, they're in the same division, and their proximity is very close too. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta and Charlotte.
And Charlotte does have the best announcer in the game.
Yeah. You know the dude that be wild not doing all the yelling? He
Yeah.
actually is announcer for he actually does a couple of football games too. For the Panthers. Oh, when he does it, you can tell it's him. Yeah. Because he'd be just as wild.
The hell is he excited about watching the Panthers play?
Bryce Young and Toria McMillan, sir. And last year, Rico Dowdle. But once you get past there, kind of goes down here a little bit.
I'm gonna go with Boston in the East, and then in the West. I mean, it's hard not to say OKC, but I'm gonna say the Spurs.
See, my thing with the Spurs is the same thing I say about Detroit. Because we look at the Spurs and we say, "Oh, it's the Spurs are back," but these are not the cats from that team.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Greg Popovich is coming down there every practice, and coaching those guys and everything. Like,
because let's be honest, the only person with real playoff experience on the Spurs is Harrison Barnes, and if that's your main vet, nothing against Harrison Barnes, he's talented, but
hey, he's a Tar Heel. I love my Tar Heels, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah,
you ain't said anything wrong, sir.
Yeah, Fox ain't got no playoff experience. I mean, he's been, but he ain't got that run in him. Wemby doesn't.
It was in Sacramento. They went to the playoffs, but it's not.
They went.
Yeah, they didn't win nothing. They went. They was in the play-in a couple times.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got a lot of season left. There's going to be some exciting games to watch. I know typically this is the part where we, pick a game to watch for the upcoming week. But with All-Star Weekend coming up, I don't think they come back until Thursday of next week. So
go and watch the All-Star game. Maybe we'll be wrong.
Watch the 3-point shootout tomorrow. And the Rising Star game that's on right now.
Maybe we'll be wrong about the All-Star game.
I'm gonna be watching AEW.
AEW. Oh yeah, they do have that AEW has a really good show tomorrow. I might watch that.
Zach took the Warriors 7 games a couple years ago with Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, but they lost, so they didn't get that playoff run. Though they didn't get that deep run, unfortunately. I wanted him to win so bad. I was ready to like the Dean. But
so I guess you could say you might have to say he got a little bit of playoff experience.
He has experience, but he doesn't have a run. He
hadn't won anything or got past. Yeah, but a little bit. He got a tad.
Yeah.
What they say, he got a smidgen of experience. A smidgen.
But it's gonna be exciting to watch the rest of the season. It's a lot left. We don't know what else is gonna happen. Just stay tuned. Key, let me get your closing thoughts on everything for tonight and upcoming week.
Of course, this is our halfway season. Football. Now that football's over and I'm depressed now, I get to watch more basketball. So this is where I watch basketball now, the second half, because Super Bowl's over. Because y'all already know this, NFL is my very first love, and then it's basketball. So, after Super Bowl's over, I'm like, and then we get into baseball season. I'm like, ain't nothing on TV to watch. So,
June? I'd be so depressed. June to August.
I'd be ready for WNBA.
You're right. WNBA. I know more. We got March. We got March Madness coming up, so I get excited there. I've been watching a little bit. I haven't been in tune like I usually am.
I'm not excited about March Madness anymore.
It's for me. It's more the girls I'll be focused on with the March Madness, just because I like the WNBA, so I like to see who's coming in. Already looking at mock drafts for the WNBA, and I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah. But this is when I started really chiming in on the NBA. I guess I'm forced to watch more Sixers games.
You won't be as disappointed as you have been,
No, I can't say that. Joel actually has been playing well when he's in. This organization has to be better as far as getting help, and Joel asked for help, and you trade McCain, which now we down a guard because Grimes has been hurt, and we get nothing back we got a late first round pick. I just feel like we gave up on McCain. Now he's over there getting points with OKC. So
I didn't like that. I really didn't understand that move.
They weren't gonna play McCain. They wouldn't play McCain. So if you're not gonna play him, you guys would flip him. You know what I'm saying?
He came back from he was going to be rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt. Then he got hurt, and then that set him back, and we got BJ, and so. But I still think he could have grinded on the second unit. But we could have got rid of one old fart, and we still kept an old fart. Why do we still have Kyle Lowry on the roster?
How the hell is he still in the league and Chris Paul retired? But you know what? Who cares? I'm moving on.
But Kyle Lowry got something that Chris Paul ain't got.
All right, cool. Let me get your thoughts on everything. And
so March Madness took a very big hit for me in the Miami UNC game. Caleb Williams fractured his. Some people have been saying wrist, some people have been saying hand, but some up in there. And I think it's really going to set back UNC. I hope this is not something that lingers on, because right now he's projected to be a top 5 pick. So I hope this is not something that lingers and affects his ability to, be a top player. But if he is going to fall because of the injury, I hope he falls straight to Denver. Just throw it out there. But I'm excited about the rest of the season. I have who I think is going to win. Of course, we all do, but I like to see it play out in the NBA, because the NBA is always going to give you a twist. There's always going to be somebody you don't expect who's going to rise, and somebody is going to just crash and burn at the end of the season. So it'll be fun to see who those teams are going to be this year. And then a lot of people are still crying about the 65 games rule. You got to do something. These cats don't want to play and still want to be MVP and all this. Now, It's going to hurt when guys actually are legitimately hurt. But
I think that's been an issue this year. Like, we've seen legit injuries.
Yeah, but guess what? We also seen cats just sitting out for no reason. Utah.
That's why they got.
But they're tanking. And they got hit that fine.
Here's the thing with the NBA, though, because you're not guaranteed a number 1 pick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it.
In the NBA, they got to
just get more lottery balls.
I think you just get rid of the lottery balls, and everybody gets one ball. Everybody just get one ball.
Or just be like NFL, the poopiest team get the number 1 pick.
No, you can't do that, because
that doesn't get rid of tanking, though.
Yeah, that makes tanking worse. So you'd have to do where maybe you only put the bottom 5 or bottom 10 teams in the lottery. Whatever you do, but rotate it. So you say, like, if you were the number 1 pick last year, you're not going to be in that bottom 5 the next year. And
I agree with that, because San Antonio had a chance to get Vic and then get Cooper Flag, like a pick away from getting Flag and Vic, like that'd have been crazy. Yeah. And Flag, unfortunately, we don't get to see because he's injured.
So he's going to miss his what would have been his All-Star debut. So hate to see that with the Rising Star Challenge game debut. I hate to see that because he's going to be a face of the NBA whether you like it or not. I think Con Knipple is going to be Rookie of the Year. I think his ceiling is lower than Cooper Flagg's, but he doesn't have to have the same ceiling because he's not looked at as the face of his franchise. He's the glue guy. You know, he gets some rebounds. He puts up points when needed. He gets assists. He can shoot. He can do everything good, but he's not, I wouldn't say great at anything. If you're going to say he's great at something, I'd say scoring, but that's only if he doesn't have to focus on the other stuff. So I think we're going to have a youth movement in the next couple of years, and some of these older teams are going to just be completely pushed out of the title picture unless they can reload quick. And I do want to shout out LeBron. He's been around for a long time. He's now the oldest player to ever get a triple-double. He's going to be the oldest player to do everything.
He had to fight for the triple-double, didn't
he? Yeah. You know, and he had to fight for that because his other teammates was actually just playing the game and not trying to help him get
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
Yeah. Austin Reeves out there just trying to play basketball and win the game. You know,
how dare he? Like, what are you doing, man?
I don't care about your rebound. I don't care about your triple-double. I'm trying to get these boards. Like,
yeah, but shout out to him for that because he's going to be the oldest to do everything by the time he's done because he's played so long. And this is what I'll say to Chris. If Isaiah Thomas had notorious ACL back when you couldn't get surgery and be back the next year, and he had a chance to play 15, 20 years, I'll tell you right now, we wouldn't be talking about none of these cats top whatever for these records because Isaiah Thomas was a dog.
Isaiah Thomas is probably the most unappreciated player to me.
He got hurt too early in his career. You know what I'm saying? Because he was only playing like, 8, 9 years or something?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't get that 12, 13, 14. Because like I say, back in the 90s, you tear your ACL, 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
Oh, yeah, medicine wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't playing no more. You done. Your career is over. You retiring. So you didn't get that opportunity to get back and put up more stats. But you go watch what he did. If you're not old enough to have watched the career of Isaiah Thomas, go back and watch him from his rookie year until he tore that ACL. And you're going to be like, ooh, yeah, he could have came back. We'd be talking about something right now because I'm telling you, he would have been good. I think if Damon Stoudemire would have been in a better situation because they had some stuff going on there in Toronto. Stoudemire had everything to be an all-time great point guard, too. There's a couple of guys we can talk about. Some end up doing what they should have, some didn't. You know, Penny Hardaway should have been a transitional talent.
Injuries.
Injuries in Orlando just fell apart.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be.
You know, that's gonna be a good discussion. We're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Some what ifs. Mm-hmm. What if Chris Paul got traded to the Lakers?
He would have had a couple rings.
Would he? Because you gotta remember, some of the pieces they was gonna trade him for were big pieces in them getting them rings. So they're gonna be subtracted. Like Lamar Odom wouldn't have been there. Lamar Odom was a big part of them getting their rings. So you gotta think about that too. Like we like to say, if you remove these 5 pieces and put in Chris Paul and this one guy, then that automatically makes him a champion. But you got to look at like what those guys that they're removing, what they brought to the team, and what
I'm gonna actually go back and look at the trade to see what all they were trying to give up for him.
Yeah, you got to look at that too. Like I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying Chris Paul is garbage. I'm just saying we have to go off what he's done in his career. He's definitely a Hall of Famer.
First ballot.
I want to make that clear. I just don't think he's first ballot. But if he gets,
you do remember, like there was a time we were arguing who was better in the NBA, Chris Paul or Darren Williams. Like those were the 2 best players in the NBA at one point in time.
Those are the 2 best point guards. They were never the 2 best players. They're the 2 best point guards at one time. They were never 2 best players.
There was a time I'd say that. Probably that 08 time.
Who was in the league? Who was in the league in 2008?
No, I had to pull it up. So the trade proposal was the Lakers would get Chris Paul, the Hornets would have got Lamar Odom, Louis Scala, Kevin Martin, Goran Dragic, and the 2012 first round pick from the Rockets, and Houston would have got Paul Gasol.
So Paul Gasol would have been gone. Lamar Odom and Goran Dragic was the backup point guard on those teams. So that would have been three important pieces that would have been gone. Not saying it. I'm just saying, we got to look at that too. Now, I want to remind people. Oh yeah, sorry, I got to go all the way back. LeBron.
No, you good.
Yeah, those are three good people for that, for sure.
Especially D Rose.
LeBron James has played so many dad blame years. You got to go to you can't go to the regular pages to find all his years played.
What are you trying to find?
He started in 2004. So I will say this. Once LeBron came into the league, there was always Kobe versus LeBron. Kobe versus LeBron. Who was the best player? Because, LeBron James came into the league and people swore names the best player 2 games into his career.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Kobe AI for a long time, too.
Yeah, you had Kobe AI.
Nobody ever thought AI was the best.
The Kobe said, they said who was the hardest to guard. He said AI.
Tracy McGrady.
I think AI was a harder guard for Kobe than Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
But he said Tracy McGrady.
Well, he said AI too.
Oh.
Yeah, he said AI was the hardest because you could.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to misquote him, but basically he was saying you can't. There's nothing you can do to stop him. You can block his shot. You can talk trash to him. It does not matter. He doesn't change how you play.
Greatest little man with heart.
Yeah,
that's my boy.
He just dog you. He's just dog walking people, regardless. Bad team, good team.
Hold on.
It doesn't matter.
The hell did Allen Iverson do that Chris Paul didn't do?
Oh my God.
Take a team to the NBA Finals on his back.
Phoenix was what? What was Phoenix the year before Chris Paul got there? You know what? We're not gonna do it. We already did the Chris Paul conversation. We'll do this another time.
Because if you want to do that, I'm not the one to open that Pandora's box with.
We'll do this another time. What I'm
gonna tell you is, you can ask anybody. AI had nothing to play with, and he was in the playoffs.
Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, Raja Bell, Dikembe Mutombo, Todd McCullough.
You can't poo-poo Mutombo. You don't get to poo-poo Mutombo.
Did you see how Shaq was dominating? Shaq had this man off his feet. Shaq had this man off his feet.
I'm not taking nothing away from AI and what he did.
We didn't get Dikembe till after the All-Star break.
Did you want to talk defense? All right. But offensively, what did Mutombo do?
Absolutely nothing. And Eric Snow wasn't terrible. This is pre-fat Eric Snow.
Average point guard who he was one of those point guards. He was a definition of a game manager. Because that's all he did. He was not a game manager. He was not the player you wanted to score points or had the shot in his hand when the game was on the line. Absolutely not.
I
did not have Key going on Eric Snow rant in my bingo card.
Well, you forget I live here.
I did not have you trying to play Allen Iverson in my bingo card, but hey, it happened.
I'm not playing Allen Iverson, but if you want to look at, you don't get to say everything you said against Chris Paul, and you can say the same for Allen Iverson. He doesn't have a ring. He has an MVP.
Took a team to the finals and won a game on his back. Chris Paul has never done that.
He took the Suns to the finals.
In his career, where you argue that Allen Iverson was the best player in the NBA. We
argued it in New Orleans.
There's never been Chris Paul.
Before Chris Paul's injury in New Orleans, we would argue he was the best.
No.
When he was dunking on Dwight Howard.
You would, sir. You would
Oh,
argue
and,
he's the
and
best.
AI got an MVP.
Okay, okay. So is Derrick Rose.
And if he didn't get hurt,
So AI played 14 seasons. Chris Paul played 21. AI had 8 playoff games. Chris Paul had 15. AI had 11 All-Stars. Chris Paul had 12. Season MVPs, AI had 1. All NBA team, AI got 3. Chris Paul got 4. All
Wait,
NBA,
what? All
all
NBA.
NBA first team, AI
First
got
team.
3.
Oh, first team. First team. Okay. I
All,
feel like they both had more than that.
all NBA teams, AI got 7. Chris Paul got 11. All defensive, AI ain't got none because he really wasn't a defender. Chris Paul got 7.
He couldn't defend. He had to shoot 50 times a game.
All,
But AI does have a steals leader. You know, he was a steals leader one year.
all defensive teams, of course, goes to Chris Paul. Leading scorers, AI had 4. Chris Paul had 5 because he AI wasn't dishing out the ball. He had to score the damn ball, so he's not going to be assist leader.
Right.
Steals leader, AI was 3.
Anyway.
Chris Paul had 6, and then they both was rookie of the year. Chris Paul, AI had more points per game, 26.7 to 16.8. Chris Paul did have more rebounds. Chris Paul had more assists.
All AI teammates could do is rebound and play defense.
AI had more steals.
And Chris Paul had to do that too.
Surprisingly, they both had the same amount of blocks, 0.2 blocks.
See, AI was getting, see?
Total points.
They're the same height.
Total points, AI had more.
Of course.
Chris Paul had more total rebounds.
Of course.
Had more total assists.
And
had more steals. Had more blocks.
Because when you don't have to shoot the ball all the time, you can go rebound it. You know what I'm saying? You can get assists when you got somebody that can score with you. When you're playing with guys that, let's be honest.
Hey, I played with Melo. Hey, I played with Melo. He should have got some assists in. And why ain't he get no assist in?
His career was how many years? 13. He played with Melo 1. Let's not do that. Let's not try to augment history that we can prove just so you can make Chris Paul look better. Don't do that.
I don't have to.
AI was different.
Yeah, you do. You have to do it.
I'm not slandering AI. I'm not.
It sure seems like slander.
Chris Paul been on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. AI been on 4. Sixers, Nuggets, Pistons, Grizzlies.
I completely forgot about the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I remember the Grizzlies is because I watched this the thing he did on Amazon. I was like, oh, he did play for the Grizzlies like that.
Pistons is when he cut his he cut his hair.
I was like, they ain't gonna
I
work
would
out.
love to find a Pistons or a Grizzlies AI jersey.
I agree. I buy it.
I feel like I saw a Pistons one. That's why I kind of remembered that.
That's why I said I would love a Pistons AI.
Oh, they're talking NBA expansion. If they expand,
Vegas and Seattle.
Who's gonna come to the East? Minnesota. It's between, from what I hear, Minnesota, Memphis, and what's the other team? It's 3 teams.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes.
I think Memphis.
I would like to have Memphis 10 in the Eastern Conference.
Memphis makes sense to me to be in the East.
Yeah, Memphis makes the most sense.
They do because they're closer to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if y'all
they're
closer to the East Coast than New Orleans is, I would say
if you had those 2 teams, let's get Memphis 10 over here in the Eastern Conference. Even though my team is out west, but let's get Memphis 10 over here on the Eastern Seaboard. Make it make sense. David Silver will probably do like the Clippers are going to come to the Eastern Conference.
I had said if Vegas gets a team, what they're going to be called, and I was like the Spades. Can't do aces. I said the Spades. Somebody else said the Gamblers. I was like, oh, that was a good one.
Nah, they can't do the Gamblers.
No, they can't
do this day and age.
No, they can't. Listen, the NBA can't do spades, clubs, diamonds.
Yeah, they can't. They can't do nothing card related.
Dang.
They can't do none of that.
No blackjacks.
Because listen, half the retired players about to go down. And
Let's forget. Don't forget, Portland ain't got a coach because of this.
You know, the Hornets had to fight to not have to give back their picks because of this.
Wow.
To Miami. Yeah.
Well, y'all, it's been another episode of the Courtside View. This was a very good show. Shout out to Key for finally joining us this year.
It kind of felt
We
weird.
will be seeing her again.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm speaking into existence, Key. You got to come back on. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, he got to come on with Cass and everybody. They want to do.
Cass was like, you would be on when I can't.
Yeah,
we got Cass cracking up in the comments. Cass is on my page laughing at y'all right now, trying to say Chris Paul isn't good. That's exactly what he's laughing at. I don't know. He didn't say anything, but I'm just assuming.
No, he's laughing at you. That's what he's laughing at.
No.
Yeah, he's laughing at you trying to make Chris Paul. He's laughing at you trying to make Chris Paul and AI equal. That's what he's laughing at.
Oh, please, I would never disrespect Chris Paul like that. So cool. Thank you for joining us tonight too. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Chris Paul ain't put Michael Jordan on skates.
Sure didn't. Chris Paul didn't have no killer crossover.
I don't have a comeback right now. I'm gonna think of something in the chat and I'm gonna put it in our chat.
Boom boom. You'll go like
had Jordan on skates. He know what to do.
Had the monster assist.
Michael Jordan was.
He's gonna say,
how was Michael Jordan in? 42?
Yeah. No, he wasn't 42 that year, sir.
I'm pretty sure he was 67 years old.
Oh my God.
67 now, so I was 67 then.
He was when he was playing Allen Iverson.
Nah, he wasn't no 67. Larry Joe Bird might have been 67 when he was playing with the Celtics, but Larry Bird's back was probably 80. Yo, I gotta say, man, this is completely off topic, of course. So that's what I do. If Larry Bird's back could have just stayed in his 50s for like another 5 years, Boston would have been a problem. But his back was 80, went from like 55 to 80 in like one season.
Well, back in that era, they, like I said, it was more physical, more dominant. You can hand check, you can clothesline people, ain't nobody say nothing.
If he could just kept that back, if he could have got that back right for a few more years, what could have been?
Honestly, like there's three, what ifs that's really not mentioned. Larry Bird's back, Isaiah's ACL. And if Magic doesn't have his issue, like that, all that changes NBA. All of this changes. What was just about those three? Because those were Jordan's,
Yeah, because if Magic didn't get the hives, then I think Mike still would have did his thing. But
he got his first ring against him. But I still, I
think it would have been more challenging coming from the West because it did leave a void.
Yeah.
Forgot about Kevin McHale's feet.
Yeah, McHale's foot. Yeah, that's true. Robert Parrish had a better
Bill
jump
Walton
shot.
had foot issues too.
If Robert Parrish had a better jump shot, would help too.
Bill Walton is a big what if. I mean, because like with his limited time, look what he did with his career,
Look, what's his name? Not Brandon Roy. Is it Brandon Roy?
Yeah, Brandon Roy.
From Portland. Yeah.
Another one, Roy Hibbert.
Boy, Portland has had some bad luck.
Greg Oden wouldn't have been 50.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he would have been 50 when he got to the NBA. What if he would have been 50 already?
How old was he? Cool.
50. You can't tell me he looked 50, y'all. Come on now. That dude like LeBron James' dad, bro. That's crazy.
Getting drafted #1. Why you look so old? And you wait a minute.
Why you look like LeBron daddy getting drafted? It's crazy.
Oh man.
It's crazy.
Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been another episode of the Courtside View. We will see y'all next week. Hopefully Keith can join us again. Hopefully Cool come back. We'll have Cass, Con-Man. We'll have the crew back. But enjoy All-Star Weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day weekend. Shout out to all the lovers.
Bombug.
I won't see my better half this weekend, so I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week. Keith, let's go home.